Dr. Petrasik, you've talked to us about stem cell technology in the past.
Yes.
Can you further explain what gap junctions are and how they're related?
Yes, absolutely. So gap junctions are these, recently discovered, let's say the last 10, 15 years, little channels that connect between cells. And it turns out that almost every cell in the body is connected to every other cell through these little tunnels. Now the question is, what do they do? Why do we need gap junctions? What we've learned is when the gap junctions are open, it permits the tissue, like the skin, the heart, the lungs, to operate as one unit. If the gap junctions were interrupted or broken, then all these cells would do everything on their own without any signals from any other cell, and they would make their own decisions. So a great example of how this works is when you get a sunburn. So if you think about a sunburn, the outer layer of the skin, I'm not a great artist, but I'll draw this for you. The outer layer of the skin, or the epidermis, gets injured by the rays, these ultraviolet rays, and they're going to die. And all these cells are interconnected. They say, okay, let's kill ourselves. It's a term that in medicine we call apoptosis. So they start to kill themselves, and they send signals to all the other cells, let's kill ourselves. It's very important at this point that the gap junction connection gets interrupted or broken to all the healthy cells, because otherwise all the healthy cells will say, oh, we'll kill ourselves too. And that actually happens. There's a dermatological disease where the gap junctions are open, they get the wrong message, and all these parts of the skin, that they die. So this is a mechanism for the body to communicate. Another example of gap junctions when they're being closed is in cancer. So if you have an abnormal cell, and the abnormal cell will purposely interrupt the gap junction connection and grow and not listen to any signals from the other cells. So it grows on its own and it becomes a cancer or even a benign tumor. So the importance of these gap junctions can't be overstressed. They work in the heart, it makes the heart beat. It works in the skin and every other tissue.
So let me make sure I understand that the gap junctions, they're facilitating communication between the cells.
That's right.
So then how are they important in skincare?
Yeah, so in our products in Nucerity, for instance, we use a molecule called lycopene. So lycopene is a very interesting molecule. We use it in our Nucerity products to maintain the openness of the gap junctions. The fascinating thing about lycopene is that not all dosages are the same. If you increase the dosage too much or the concentration too much, the gap junctions close. If it's too little, it won't work at all. And lycopene operates like a molecular blender. So you put it in there in the environment of the cells, and then all the ingredients that are in the product that are associated with the product, like hyaluronic acid, argireline, they get blended beautifully and balanced between all the cells. So you have a very effective way of synchronizing the whole system by using lycopene. And the amount of lycopene you need for that is, we've precisely formulated to make it optimal. So that's how that works.
Are there any other molecules that function like lycopene, and do the Nucerity products, any Nucerity products contain these molecules?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have some other natural molecules that work like lycopene. Aloe is one of them, although there isn't as much literature that's been shown with aloe, but it's proving to be very similar to lycopene and effectively becomes this molecular blender, making all the other ingredients work that much better.
Great. That's very helpful. So to summarize, these molecules such as aloe and lycopene really help promote this communication between the cells, but sounds like it's very important that it's the right amount of each that's contributed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this is sort of an example of how we use the power of stem cell technology in a healthy and beneficial way without putting any of our customers at risk for growth hormones or other growth peptides. And so we think this is a very smart and effective way to move forward with the new technology.